This monkey is an orphan, separated from his mother since the day of his birth. He has been adequately nourished and well cared for. But literally, his life hangs by a thread, a soft cheesecloth pad that is his only companion, his only comfort. Once a day, the pad is removed for cleaning. Until it is replaced, the monkey is troubled, distressed. Permanently deprived of it, he may die. Die of loneliness. He may die for want of love.
Conquest. The search for new knowledge about our universe, our world, and ourselves.
I'm Charles Collingwood. From Sappho to Oscar Hammerstein, love has been the province of the poet. Its elusive nature has occupied and entertained audiences for thousands of years. But what is it? Your guess is as good as mine. But guesswork is not the way of science, and this is a scientific laboratory. In just a moment, we'll continue with the measure of love. This is the primate laboratory at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. More than most animals, the rhesus monkey is like a human infant. At birth, this little fellow has the brain and the nervous system of a 5-month-old human baby. In some ways, the monkey is farther advanced. He can walk and he can use his hands. In this laboratory, there are approximately 120 rhesus monkeys, the subject of a study that wants to know the answer to the question, what is an infant's love for its mother? The man in charge is a psychologist, Dr. Harry F. Harlow, a past president of the American Psychological Association. Well, now, that's a change for the better. He reminds me of a baby that's been given back his favorite blanket or toy.
Exactly. And this simple, basic reaction made us believe that we could define and measure what had previously been undefinable and unmeasurable, the baby's love for its mother. Some people believe that this is built upon nursing. But is it not possible that this is formed from a need to cling and cuddle, a need for contact comfort? Now, obviously, in doing these researches, we cannot use real human mothers and human babies, but we think we have the best possible substitute, a baby rhesus monkey. The responses of the baby monkey are very similar to those of the human baby. But in conducting these researches, we ran into a very difficult problem: to create an inanimate substitute mother over which we would have complete experimental control, but a mother which the baby would love. Now, this is what we tried. We constructed 2 substitute mothers, and they are unusual and remarkable mothers. They have absolute patience. They are available 24 hours a day. They never scold or strike their babies in anger. And we have absolute experimental control over them. Now, this is the wire mother. We can build out or build in nursing as we desire. This is the cloth mother. It is only a wire mother with a cloth cover. We deliberately made the faces different. This has nothing to do with the present experiment. Now, in each of these cages, we placed 1 wire mother and 1 cloth mother with each infant. these are the only mothers these babies ever had. Half of the babies nursed on the wire mother only, the other half on the cloth mother. But both mothers were always available in the cages. And now for the real question. To which mother is there an emotional response?
I can't imagine that they would make an emotional response to either one of them.
Well, let's look and see. Now, here are number 105's two mothers. And here is monkey 105.
Is that the mother that he was nursed on?
Yes, indeed.
Now, doesn't that prove, Dr. Harlow, the old theory that an infant's love for its mother is caused by nursing, which you seem to doubt?
Well, let's see if it does. Let me show you a monkey raised on a nursing wire mother. Now, here are 106's two mothers. As you can see, it was weaned on a wire mother. Here's baby 106. Watch.
He's going to the wire mother.
Got to eat to live.
Oh, he's going back.
He's back on the cloth mother, and he'll stay on the cloth mother. Actually, this baby spends from 17 to 18 hours a day on the cloth mother and less than 1 hour a day on the wire mother. We had predicted that the variable of contact comfort would be a variable of measurable importance, but we were unprepared to find that it completely overwhelmed and overshadowed all other variables, including those of nursing.
Frankly, Doctor, if it comes to a choice between wire and cloth, it's reasonable to expect that any child will go to the cloth. It's a matter of creature comfort, like a baby with its blanket. But is this really love?
Well, what do you mean by saying that a baby loves its mother? Certainly one thing we mean is that it gets a great feeling of security in the presence of the mother. Now, Mr. Collingwood, wouldn't you say that if you frightened a baby, that it went running to its mother, was comforted, and then all the fear disappeared and was replaced by a complete sense of security, that baby loved its mother?
Sure.
All right. Then let's see how a baby monkey responds under these kinds of circumstances to its mother in our laboratory. Let's find out how deep and abiding this feeling of affection of the baby for its cloth mother really is. Now, in this experiment, this is the apparatus we use.
That looks diabolical.
That's just the way the baby monkey feels about it. Flashing eyes, loud sound, moving mechanical parts, all of these things are designed to frighten a monkey. Now here we have a peaceful, resting baby monkey. Let's find out what his reactions to his mother are when we frighten him.
He's scared, all right.
And he does what any child will do in a similar situation.
He runs away.
It's more than running away. He was running to his mother, to touch her, to drive away his fear. Contact with the mother changes his entire personality. Look, now he's actually threatening the diabolical object. All right. This gives us part of the picture of the strength of infantile love. And it tells us something about the importance of love in the development of the child's personality. But one type test doesn't make a theory. So let's explore this further in what we call the open field test room. This is the most effective test that we have, and it was developed by Dr. Robert Zimmerman. Let's watch him run his experiments. This is a 6-foot square room with a few toys and other objects. But to the monkey, it's much more menacing. We know that when our own children are taken to a strange place without their mothers, they are often overwhelmed with fear. This room is just such a new and strange environment for the baby monkeys. No mother is in there. Now, let's put a monkey into the room. Notice how cautiously he enters the room. He's searching for comfort, but nothing relieves his disturbance. Now we'll take the baby monkey out and put in a wire mother.
Now, this one was nursed by a wire mother.
That's right, all his life.
She doesn't seem to help much.
Now, we'll try the same test with a cloth mother in the room. You see the contrast in the behavior? Despite the fact that the wire mother nursed him, she could offer this infant nothing in the way of affection or security. But here the monkey, by rubbing against the cloth mother, as if he were seeking as much contact comfort as he could get, builds up his reservoir of affection and security. First, his body relaxes as the fear disappears. But above and beyond this, new positive response patterns appear. He now goes out to explore and investigate this new, strange world. He is now a normal, happy, curious baby. Now, suppose that in addition to an environment that is merely strange, we produce one that's really frightening. The first thing the monkey sees when he enters is this fear stimulus. Just touching the cloth mother, holding on to her, gives him the confidence to examine the very thing that previously terrified him so completely. But we still don't know how compelling is this need for the infant to reach the mother. So let's have a plexiglass barrier put beside the fear stimulus, between the mother and another baby, to make it as difficult as possible for the monkey. Notice how he is relaxing. Slides down, clutches the mother, puts his thumb in his mouth. He's comforted. Then he's relaxed. There can be no question now but that this monkey loves its mother, nor that love is crucial for the development of security. Security does more than make the monkey confident. It emboldens him. It is as if he knew that his mother would protect and safeguard him, that if necessary, she would give up her own life to save his. Little enough to ask from the inanimate mother.
It seems to me she's doing better than some live mothers. Dr. Harlow, you've shown us the strength of this love. Just how lasting is it?
Well, let's see for ourselves. In another room, we have some monkeys that are older than any we've seen up to now. They're more than a year old. These fellows all lived with a wire and cloth mother for the first 6 months of their lives. This one has been separated from his mother for 6 months. We're going to put him into a home cage to see whether he still remembers and loves her. You see, 6 months away from her have in no way weakened the tie between this infant and his mother. But we want to know more about the nature of this love, the changes it has undergone. We want to know if this monkey, that has been away from its mother for 6 months, gets any security from her presence. For this, we use the open field test room. First, we're going to run a baby without a mother. His reaction to the open field test is typical.
There's no question about it. He's really frightened.
Now we'll give him his cloth mother, but in front of her put a barrier and a fear stimulus. We want to see just how much he wants to go to his mother. Now remember, she's been away for 6 months. Monkeys that have been separated from their cloth mothers often show such exaggerated responses and such an intense need for security. Their love for the mother has not been weakened by this long separation, but instead seems to have been strengthened.
Dr. Harlow, what happens to an infant who has never known any mother? Wire, cloth, or real?
We're exploring that problem, too. This infant was removed from his mother right after birth and was deprived of all contact comfort for 8 months. He has just recently been given these 2 mothers. At first, these monkeys get no sense of security in this new situation. But after a few days, these totally deprived orphans seem to adapt to the home cage. They even show a preference for the cloth mother and spend as much as 9 or 10 hours a day on her. Does that mean that these orphans of ours who have had no affection at all can learn to love? We can test that out in the open field test situation. Let's see whether or not a deprived monkey gets any real sense of security from a cloth mother.
Now, why won't he go to her?
Because he has no real affection for her. That convulsive, rocking, jerking motion is called autistic behavior by psychiatrists and is also characteristic of human infants deprived of affection. We have run this test with both cloth and wire mothers in the room. Sometimes the monkey will go to the cloth mother, sometimes to the wire mother. And sometimes he'll just huddle in the corner of the room. But, unlike the other infants we've seen, they do not appear to run to the mother, so much as they appear to run away from the fear stimulus. Mr. Collingwood, I can prove this in an apparatus which we call the flight box. We will place a monkey in front of this concealed fear stimulus. He will have the choice of going to the cloth mother or running down the alley on the other side of the partition to a place where he can hide from this frightening object. We'll try this first with a monkey that has always known a cloth mother. Which route will he choose? The reassurance of a mother or flight? We expected that because his sense of well-being depends on his love for her. If the deprived monkey has any such love, we'll get the same result. That monkey is only interested in escape. He cannot replace his fear with affection. These tests give us a new definition of deprived as it describes these infants. They are deprived of something which is extremely important, something which affects their entire personalities, something which we call love. From our experiments, we learn that there is a critical period in the development of the infants during which the affection for the mother is formed. For monkeys, this is between 30 and 90 days of age.
And with a human infant?
Between 3 months and a year. If the monkey or human infant has not learned to love by then, he may never learn to love at all.
So far, we've only been talking about a baby's love for its mother, Dr. Harlow. Are you exploring what happens when an infant reaches out beyond its mother?
Yes, we believe that our greatest contribution lies in the development of techniques that may be used in the measurement of many kinds of love. Let me show you some of our latest studies. We call this our colony cage. These young monkeys playing together are learning to socialize. They are making friends with each other, just as human children do. But how dependable is the affection of friends at that young age, and how does it develop? We have a test to measure this affection. Here we have the cloth mother in one corner of the room and the playmate in the other. In an ordinary situation, the infant first goes to the cloth mother for comfort, but he would rather play with his friend. Now, let's see what he does when he put in a fear stimulus. In the face of fear, the love for the mother is stronger than the affection between friends. We know what happens when children look excessively to their mothers for affection. They have difficulty building other relationships with other children, with other adults. But we do grow up, and so do monkeys. We do form social relationships, and so do monkeys. How does this happen? What is the process? We believe that we are developing methods that will enable us to determine the basic motives and emotions underlying our everyday lives.
Thank you, Dr. Harlow. I suppose that we've all been in love, or want to be. We all know what it feels like, but we don't know what it is. Today we've seen how Dr. Harlow and his associates at the University of Wisconsin have learned something about love. They hope to learn more, because there can hardly be an emotion more important for man. And until man knows himself, he can know nothing. I'll be back in a moment. To illumine the dark corners of human knowledge is the goal of science. But not all those dark corners are in the icy reaches of interstellar space or among the vagrant particles of the atom. Some of them are in ourselves. Today we've seen how science brings its method and its logic to familiar yet mysterious questions about ourselves that have so far defied exact definition or analysis. It's fitting that in this day when science reaches out to probe the farthest stars, it has not lost contact with man himself. This is Charles Collingwood.